Ancient Japan. Whispers of magic linger in the shadows. Kitsune, spirits of fox, possess immense power, wisdom, and a cunning unmatched by mortals. This is Hana, a venerable Kitsune, guardian of the forest, her age etched in the silver of her fur. She senses a disturbance, a tremor in the balance of the world. A warrior's presence. Kenji, a samurai renowned for his unwavering loyalty and unmatched swordsmanship, seeks answers. Rumors of unnatural occurrences have reached his lord. He believes a malevolent force is at play within the forest's depths. He is a man of honor, trained to uphold justice, but the forest feels different. Unnatural. Hana opens her eyes. Golden pools reflecting centuries of knowledge. She studies Kenji, sensing his strength, his resolve, but also his ignorance. He sees only a forest, she sees a world of interwoven energies, of secrets hidden beneath the roots. A clash is inevitable, a dance between steel and spirit. Kenji halts. A prickling sensation on the back of his neck. He scans the bamboo, his hand instinctively moving towards his katana. He's a warrior accustomed to facing tangible threats, not unseen presences, not whispers in the wind. This forest tests him. Hana subtly shifts, a flicker of movement amidst the stillness. An ethereal glow emanates from her, barely perceptible, yet undeniably present. She tests the waters, observing Kenji's reaction. His skepticism is palpable. Will he perceive the truth, or dismiss her as a figment of his imagination? Kenji draws his katana. The polished steel catches the sunlight, a beacon of resolve. He moves with practiced grace, his senses heightened, ready for a fight. He is prepared for a demon, a monster, but not for the elegant power radiating from the fox. Hana smiles, a fleeting expression of amusement. She doesn't meet his aggression with force, but with a gesture, an invitation. She points towards a hidden path, veiled by overgrown vines. A challenge, a test of his willingness to understand. Kenji pauses, his hand hovering over the katana's hilt. He's caught between instinct and reason. Should he attack? Or heed the fox's silent invitation? His warrior's mind struggles to reconcile the impossible with the reality before him. Hana's golden eyes lock with Kenji's. A silent communication passes between them, a plea for understanding. The forest falls silent, holding its breath, waiting to see if the warrior will choose violence or wisdom. Kenji slowly sheathes his katana. A sign of respect, a surrender of preconceived notions. He takes a tentative step towards the hidden path. The journey ahead is uncertain, but he's willing to walk it. The Kitsune has won the first round. The air hums with an unseen energy. Hana smiles, a knowing glint in her eyes. She gestures deeper into the woods, towards a structure barely visible through the trees. It's an old shrine, weathered and overgrown with moss. Kenji feels a prickle of unease, a sense of something ancient and powerful residing within. He wonders what purpose this journey truly serves. The forest seems to watch them, silent and expectant. The shrine's entrance is guarded by two stone foxes, their expressions both serene and watchful. Their eyes seem to follow Kenji as he approaches. He reaches out, hesitantly touching one of the fox statues. A faint warmth emanates from the stone, spreading through his fingertips. He feels a surge of images, fleeting glimpses of forgotten rituals and ancient pacts. The weight of history presses down on him. Inside the shrine, the air is thick with incense and the scent of damp earth. Hana stands before a simple wooden altar, her voice a melodic chant in an unknown tongue. Runes are carved into the altar's surface, glowing faintly. Kenji observes, trying to decipher the meaning of the symbols. He recognizes patterns similar to those he's seen in old scrolls, hinting at forgotten magic. A sense of reverence washes over him. Hana turns, her golden eyes meeting Kenji's. Her expression is complex, a blend of hope and a subtle warning. She stops chanting, her gaze intense. The path ahead is fraught with peril, she says, her voice soft but firm. But it is also the only way to restore balance. Kenji feels the weight of responsibility settle upon his shoulders. He knows this is more than just a quest, it's a destiny. A sudden rustle in the shadows. A figure materializes, cloaked and indistinct. Its presence exudes menace, a palpable aura of darkness. The figure steps into the light, revealing a warrior clad in black armor, wielding a wicked-looking blade. "You will not interfere," the figure growls, its voice cold and devoid of emotion. "The ancient order will not be undone." Kenji draws his katana, the steel gleaming in the dim light. He positions himself protectively in front of Hana, his body coiled and ready for battle. The warrior in black laughs, a harsh, grating sound. "Foolish mortal," it sneers. "You cannot hope to stand against us." The tension in the shrine is thick enough to cut with a knife. Steel clashes against steel. The battle is swift and brutal. Kenji's skill is matched by the warrior's ruthless efficiency. Sparks fly as their blades meet in a whirlwind of motion. Hana watches with a worried expression, her hands clasped together. The shrine trembles with the force of their combat. Kenji ducks under a sweeping blow, narrowly avoiding a fatal strike. He realizes he's at a disadvantage, the warrior's movements precise and deadly. He's tiring quickly, his muscles screaming in protest. He needs to find a way to gain the upper hand, to break the warrior's relentless assault. With a cry, Hana raises her hands. A wave of energy erupts from her, creating a blinding flash of light. The warrior is momentarily disoriented, giving Kenji a precious opportunity. He uses the distraction to reposition himself, launching a counterattack. The fight continues, but the tide has shifted slightly. Wounded and weary, Kenji and Hana stand side by side, facing their adversary. Their clothes are torn, their bodies bruised, but their resolve remains unbroken. They exchange a look of grim determination, a silent understanding passing between them. They are united in their purpose, ready to fight to the bitter end. The fate of the forest, perhaps the world, hangs in the balance. The warriors' renewed aggression is palpable. Kenji feels the weight of their combined struggle. Hana subtly adjusts her stance, preparing for another defensive maneuver. The air crackles with unspoken tension, a silent promise of renewed conflict. Their survival hinges on anticipating his next move. The ground trembles slightly with each deliberate step he takes. Hana's concentration intensifies, her breathing becoming slow and deliberate. The runes on her arms brighten, mirroring the growing intensity within her. Kenji understands the risk, this amplified power could be their salvation or their undoing. He silently offers his support, a silent reassurance in the face of impending danger. The warrior advances, sensing the shift in energy. A whirlwind of steel and energy erupts. Kenji's parry is strong, but the warrior's power is immense. Hana's wave of energy connects, disrupting the warrior's rhythm. He momentarily loses his balance, a flicker of surprise crossing his face. Kenji seizes the opportunity, closing the distance with renewed determination. Kenji's attacks are relentless, a precise dance of offense and defense. Hana's energy bursts create a chaotic backdrop, hindering the warrior's ability to counter. They move as one, a seamless blend of skill and trust. Each strike is calculated, each movement purposeful. The warrior struggles to maintain his defensive posture. The warrior's resilience is astonishing. He absorbs Kenji's assaults and retaliates with devastating force. Kenji and Hana are forced to backpedal, their movements becoming increasingly desperate. The earth beneath their feet is marred by the impact of their battle. The warrior's relentless pressure threatens to overwhelm them. Hana's keen eyes spot a subtle flaw in the warrior's guard. A barely perceptible hesitation, a momentary lapse in concentration. She subtly signals to Kenji, a silent communication forged through countless battles. He recognizes the opening and redirects his attack with newfound precision. Kenji's strike finds its mark, impacting the warrior's vulnerable side. A sharp cry escapes his lips as he reels from the sudden pain. Hana unleashes a concentrated surge of energy, trapping him in place. The warrior struggles against the restraints, his movements becoming sluggish. The warrior's struggles are futile against Hana's energy field. He strains against the restraints, his muscles bulging with effort. Kenji stands poised, his sword held high, ready to deliver the decisive blow. The silence is deafening, broken only by the warrior's labored breathing. The ground erupts in chaos. A violent tremor shakes the chamber, sending cracked spiderwebbing across the stone. A deep rumble reverberates through the air. The warrior, sensing the shift in the battle, violently breaks free from Hannah's hold. A catastrophic collapse rocks the chamber, sending a cascade of dust and debris raining down. Kenji and Hannah narrowly avoid the falling rocks. The warrior exploits the chaos, vanishing into the inky blackness beyond the rubble. Their victory feels incomplete. The air hangs thick with dust and the scent of ozone. Hannah's energy field flickers, weakened by the tremor. Kenji's eyes dart to the broken stone, searching for any sign of their adversary. The runes pulse with an eerie light, casting long, dancing shadows. A sense of unease settles over them, a feeling that this is far from over. The warrior's sudden escape was too clean, too precise. Something wasn't right. Kenji moves forward, each step deliberate, his sword a beacon in the dim light. Hannah traces the glowing lines of the runes with her fingers, muttering under her breath. The symbols are ancient, unfamiliar, yet she feels a strange resonance with them. They speak of forgotten power, of a hidden history. The runes seem to shift and change as she observes them, hinting at a deeper, more complex reality. Hannah's fingers brush against a barely perceptible seam in the stone. A section of the wall slides inward, revealing a hidden alcove. Inside, resting on a pedestal, is a crystalline orb. It pulses with a gentle, ethereal light, casting shimmering patterns on the chamber walls. The orb feels warm to the touch, radiating a subtle energy. It's an object of immense power, and Hannah senses its significance immediately. Kenji's keen eyes spot a subtle disturbance in the dust, a faint trail leading towards a section of the wall that had previously blended seamlessly with the surroundings. He approaches cautiously, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. The trail is barely visible, but it's there, a silent testament to the warrior's hasty retreat. Hannah holds the orb, closing her eyes, attempting to connect with its energy. Images flood her mind, fleeting glimpses of a shadowy figure, a desolate landscape, and a sense of desperate urgency. She realizes that the warrior's escape was not random, it was driven by something connected to this orb. The runes and the artifact are intertwined, a puzzle waiting to be solved. Kenji and Hannah enter the hidden passage, the stone walls closing in around them. The tunnel is narrow and winding, the air thick with the smell of damp earth. They proceed cautiously, their senses on high alert. The only light comes from Hannah's orb, casting eerie shadows that dance on the walls. The tunnel opens abruptly into a vast cavern, the scale of which is breathtaking. Before them lies a subterranean city, constructed from polished obsidian. Towering structures rise towards the cavern ceiling, illuminated by bioluminescent fungi. The city is eerily silent, seemingly abandoned for centuries. In the center of the city lies a vast plaza, dominated by a massive obsidian altar. Standing before the altar is a figure cloaked in shadow, their face obscured. The figure emanates a palpable sense of power, a dark and ancient energy. A low chanting sound echoes through the cavern, growing louder with each passing moment. The figure slowly turns, stepping into the light. The cloak falls away, revealing the warrior's face. But it's not the face of an enemy. It's etched with sorrow, yet resolute. The warrior's eyes hold a glimmer of hope, a desperate plea for understanding. The chanting intensifies, resonating with the orb's energy. "I had to protect it," the warrior says, their voice raspy. This orb, it holds immense power. A power that must not fall into the hands of the Obsidian Order. They seek to plunge the world into darkness. The warrior gestures towards the city, a silent testament to their desperate struggle. The fate of the world hangs in the balance. Ilara lifts the orb, its light a defiant beacon. The Obsidian Order falters, their dark energy disrupted by the pure power within. A wave of hope washes over the city, momentarily dispelling the oppressive gloom. Whispers ripple through the crowd, a mix of awe and apprehension. The orb pulses, bathing the plaza in an ethereal glow, a silent promise of resistance. Ilara's resolve strengthens, fueled by the renewed hope of her people. She knows the fight isn't over, but for now, they have a chance. The city's elders approach Ilara, their faces etched with a mixture of hope and trepidation. A woman named Lyra, her silver hair a testament to wisdom, steps forward. The orb, its power is immense, Lyra says, her voice steady. But such power demands responsibility. How do we ensure it's used for good, not for destruction? Ilara meets Lyra's gaze, her expression unwavering. We will use it to heal, to protect, to rebuild. But we must also be vigilant against those who would seek to corrupt it. The Obsidian Order, recovering from the initial shock, launch a fierce counterattack. Dark energy bolts collide with the orb's shimmering shield, creating a dazzling display of power. Ilara leads the city guards in a desperate defense, her blade a blur of light. The plaza becomes a battleground, a clash between hope and despair. The city's fate hangs in the balance, dependent on Ilara's courage and the strength of her people. She fights with the fury of a cornered lioness, protecting the light. Ilara confronts the Obsidian Order's leader, a towering figure consumed by darkness. A fierce duel erupts, light and shadow locked in a desperate embrace. Ilara channels the orb's energy, unleashing a wave of pure light that pushes back the darkness. The leader, weakened by the orb's power, struggles to maintain control. Their attacks are desperate, fueled by resentment and a thirst for power. Ilara's movements are precise, her resolve unwavering. The Obsidian Order leader collapses, their form dissolving into swirling shadows. The orb's light expands, washing over the city, cleansing it of the lingering darkness. Cheers erupt from the crowd, a symphony of relief and gratitude. Ilara stands amidst the celebration, exhausted but triumphant. The city begins to heal, its wounds slowly mending under the orb's gentle glow. A new era dawns, an era of hope and resilience, forged in the heart of darkness.